It's time for live racing action with the Short Track Super League ARCA Series, presented by Buttkicker and Jazeboski Designs. Now, let's join Chris from Captain TV, live from Watkins, Glen International.
Up in the upstate region of New York, and we're about an hour and a half or so south of the Rochester, New York area, and the Finger Lakes of the southern tip of Lake Seneca. Since Watkins Glen International Raceway, this 2.45-mile road course going to be the site tonight of round number 10 of this Short Track Super League Throwback ARCA Series, as we welcome you in to week number 10, of course, presented by Jazeboski Design and Buttkicker. Reminder, you can always save 20% by typing in STSL to the Buttkicker website at purchase of any item there on their website. So make sure you check that out here after the broadcast is all over with. 78 degrees ambient, 71 on track, believe it or not, a little bit cooler as it is morning time here at Watkins Glen this morning. So as we get ready to go racing for 40 laps on this road course. So taking a look real quickly at the point standings entering this race. According to Discord, Fontaine leads right now by 72 over Curran Beckler and Daniel Hall. Jason Dalton, Kevin Anderson, your top 5 with Drift, Stephen Carlson, Burns, and Haslow, your top 10 as we enter this round number 10 of the series. So we've got a lot of great racing up here for you. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. And for those who had to wait the extra hour or so before I did the broadcast, I apologize. But basically, long story short, we decided, we talked to Stefan. It was an idea brought up by another driver. I won't bring up his name so that he don't get beaten up by other drivers for allowing me to do it. But we decided, hey, you know what? Let's let Scala race and then broadcast. So that's what we did tonight. So you're going to see the starting lineup here in a second. You're going to notice that, yes, I am in the race. So the captain is racing at the Glen. Starting lineup, Coy Haslow and Matthew Telder there on the outside. Luke Daniels, Brandon Hughes in row number 2. Row 3, Mark Hertzog and Samuel Fontaine. Daniel Hall will start there in row 4 alongside Jason Dalton. Joey Ladasor and Drift going to start there in the 9th and 10th position. Mike Braun, Chris Scala in row number 6. Row number 7, David Burns and Michael Steffen. Row number 8, Nick Jazeboski and Mario Ercoloni. Looking at the rest of your lineup, Curran Beckler, Jordan Tanzel making a start tonight. And row 19, Mike Hasty, Jeff Carlson. And Jason Coe, I believe, going to be the 21st and final driver to take the starting lineup for the green. Drift, I did not hear what you said, actually, after that issue happened on lap 20, and we'll show that here in a little bit. But 40 laps, a little bit of a modified setup tonight. But should be a pretty fun show around this 2.45-mile racetrack. They go through the bus stop and down towards the carousel, they call this, on this 7-turn track. We have 2 cars starting on pit road. Mario Ercoloni had a little bit of a shifter issue, and Curran Beckler, I believe that one might be by choice, starting on pit road. JT obviously is the admin, Tanzel and Herzog not at the grid here at the start of this race. So there is the iRacing 4X pace car taking them down to the green flag, as they'll have 2 more corners before they get it. Unfortunately, not able to have the track cams for Gourmets having us tonight here at Watkins Glen. They don't have a setup for the short course. They have the boot involved, but not the short course, as the green flag is about to come out. It's week number 10 of the Throwback ARCA Series from the Short Track Super League from the Glen. Everybody trying to be careful in the turn number 1, second gear corner here as they head up towards the S's. Everybody does a good job as Haslow to the lead. Through the S's and down the straightaway to the bus stop, a part of the track that was introduced back in 1992 after the unfortunate passing of a driver right over here in the carousel, because he used to go straight right there. And of course they brought in the inner loop after that accident, and that driver, of course I'm just slipping my mind here. I always get this guy's name and I can't remember right now off the top of my head. Give me a second, I'll get it right. As Haslow continues to lead, J.D. McDuffie, that's who it was, in 1991. Haslow, Telder, Daniel Hall, and Brandon Hughes going to be the top 5 as they come off of turn number 7 and complete lap number 1. Cautions tonight will be only thrown by the admin if there are any. JT is up in the booth, Jonathan Thomas, and if he decides there's something that warrants a caution, then we will keep track of it. Look at the S's here, the sliding of Carl Telder getting loose, contact with Luke Daniels. And second and third having issues right off the bat. That puts Daniel Hall up to second. You're going to see Brandon Hughes go to third, and Telder's got heavy left side damage. Looks like he's got a tire down or something. Let's go back and see what transpires here. It's already happened at this point. But it looks like Telder gets loose up in the bus or in the S's. He was trying to catch the car, and Luke unable to check up quick enough and get in the back of his teammate there. And while we got a quick minute and we show the replay here, I want to go down into the Short Track Super League Discord page real quickly, and let's see if they are in the same chat still. They are not, so the conversation must have finally ended. Anyways, they were arguing over that, needless to say. And I'm not sure if it got resolved or not, but either way, we continue on. The green flag is now Jason Dalton off the track as he's got heavy damage on the 18, or on the 4, I'm sorry, in 18th position. That there might be a done for the night. I talk about 2 different nights of bad situations. I know why that is. Give me a second. I have my microphone turned up all the way. That's probably why. And that was only to so I can hear the cars and make sure the audio sounds good. Thank you. So Haslow continuing to lead here on lap number 3. Daniel Hall now up to second. Brandon Hughes now up to third. Luke Daniels still going into 4th position. Matthew Telder brought his car to pit road to address the damage. And matter of fact, Luke Daniels just wrecked over in the carousel now as he goes off track. Over where there's now asphalt, but right now it is grass on iRacing. Drift is able to go by. Scala to the inside here at turn 6. He's going to go by into 15 car. And Daniels and Mike Braun there right behind him. Michael Steffen, the boss man, out here probably figuring out what the heck he's doing. That's about what he said in practice the whole time. What the heck am I doing out here? But great job by Mike so far to 9th position. Daniel Hall doing a great job in the Bill Elliott tribute scheme. I actually tested him out during the race. I said to him, hey, Daniel, do you know where Bill Elliott's only Grand National win was back in the Busch Series days? And he actually got it right here at Watkins Glen, 1993. And Daniels going to go by Scala for the 6th position here. As we go back up to Fontaine, who takes the 3rd position from Brandon Hughes. Over here in the bus stop heading into the carousel. Takes it a little high, wide, and probably going to diamond it back down to the bottom here. Gets a little loose. Got to be careful there. This car had an edgy setup to it, but once the tires really started to wear, it seemed like it did come to you if you took care of them. As Joey Ladasur on pit road. Hughes, you got Drift right there. Daniels, as I mentioned. And a battle back here. Curran Beckler, who started on pit road, working his way up here through the field. He's past Mike Hasty, now past Jeff Carlson for the 12th position. So Curran in that 35 car up to P12 right now. And his next car on the target looks like David Burns in the Krispy Kreme number 55. That's 5 laps in the books already. Now, before the race, we joked around and said we're going to create a drinking game tonight, and it was for every Nick Jazeboski spin. We're at 1. As the 82 is full of smoke, unfortunately. As you see Beckler, Burns go by, here's Hasty and Jeff Carlson, those guys going by. And he's still having issues. Would that be considered another drink right there? Just curious. Now for the 5th spot, Luke Daniels underneath of Drift, I should say, as Luke continues his work back through the field after his contact with a teammate and then going off track over at the carousel. Down into turn 1. Coy Haslow out to about a 3.5 second lead over Daniel Hall, who's got 6 seconds on Brandon Hughes, who's got Fontaine there coming up on his back bumper here. And typical of Jazeboski to show up late. Much like he does to class probably every day. Anyways, I digress. So most of the field doing a good job of keeping the car straight, keeping it on the asphalt. That's what the key is on this track, is just, you know, when you're not a road race expert, the best thing you can do is keep it between the lines, as they say. Mike Hasty getting past Burns for the 11th position. Oh, Stefan having issues going off turn 6. Going to be okay. Just getting a little mud on the tires. Coy showing to be a pretty good road racer here. Running pretty fluent over the bus stop there. You got to use the curbs a little bit to help turn that car, especially that first curve over in the right-hander. Nick, by the way, what was the random paint scheme tonight? What was the choice? So Fontaine leading by about a half second over Daniels here as Luke continues this crest back through the field here. Fuel strategy here tonight, basically going to be a one-stop race. You'll see cars probably come to pit road, I would say around lap 20 or so, because tire fall off didn't appear to be an issue in the race much. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be one guy who will try to go the distance without pitting. In case you haven't realized, I'm one that doesn't like to try to spoil things during the rebroadcast, boys. You'll notice that I try to keep it like it's live. For those who aren't, who are just joining us and they're like, "Wait, there's a broadcast." Yeah, this is the one from earlier. we'll just put it like this. It's live right now. We're live calling the race. The race itself is not live. This was ran a little bit ago. Basically, needless to say, they invited the captain to join on track tonight, so the captain showed up on track and raced. So the 10th place finisher tonight is going to get a paint scheme, it looks like, because Mike Hasty has had some trouble turn 1. That Rocket Nation car looks like he might have put it in the tire barrier over there to the right. And as you see in the background there, Mark Herzog back on track. So basically everybody but Jordan Tanzel started this race tonight. As you see already, the leader lapping some damaged vehicles. That's the 23 of Joey Ladesseur. So 9 laps in already here to this Watkins Glen race. Of course, as I mentioned, Jazeboski Design, which is Nick Jazeboski's company he runs. He does paint schemes and stuff. We're going to get a random or a paint scheme to a random driver who finishes 10th tonight, so we'll keep a track of that. And I'm sure Nick will go look right now and know who it is in advance, but I'm not going to say anything on the stream. And Fontaine has had issues. Sam Fontaine has gone off in the S's. That 10 is for the what? I'm confused now. Nick has confused me, boys. Let's see what happens to Fontaine real quick. I said let's see what happens to Fontaine real quick. Thank you. Oh, he gets loose. Looks like he gets over that curve on the right-hander, turn 2, and backs it into the Armco. The iRacing guy's like, I'm not seeing anything. Just let it go. He's looking over the other way. And we continue on. Well, Haslow putting another lap on Coe into 54 there. As I mentioned, Brandon Hughes, the Moneymaker 111 car, doing a great job here in 3rd. Actually, I want to see. Oh, Brandon jumped off. I was going to talk to Brandon really quickly. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So you didn't say week 10. You just said 10. That helps me. None. 0. But Brandon with a great run here in the 3rd position right now. Let me guess. There's something in Discord that tells me where that's at. Right. Into the bus stop again. Daniels continuing to mount the comeback here as he's putting pressure on Hughes now for 3rd. We got that battle going on, and then back here, Mike Hasty's starting to put pressure on David Burns. So is P9 the position now? Is that what it is? Nick Jazeboski, more confusing than ordering chicken at a fish restaurant. So Hasty going to make the pass on Burns for the 13th position. And back here, the battle for 11th, or for 3rd with the 111, I should say, in the 98. As we hit 10 laps, Coy Haslow's led them all so far. And Hughes looks like he's just going to move over and let Daniels go on by. So Daniels definitely driving angry tonight, which, hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And running here in the 3rd position after getting tangled up with his teammate there early in the race. viewers watching so far. If you're enjoying the broadcast, you can hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, if you're not new and you're just coming back to watch, we appreciate that also. And I do want to apologize for the inconvenience if you were expecting us to be on the air at 9 o'clock tonight. That was going to be the plan until about a little after 8 o'clock when we decided to make this move. So I don't know, Nick. I think what I'm going to do for the league's sake is I want to see what the drivers feel. If they feel that this is kind of cool to do, then I'll keep doing this. If they think I should go back to the booth and go live, then I'll do this. Either way, I'm cool with. I appreciate you guys letting me race tonight. That was cool. I had kind of a rough day today at work, so I'm kind of happy you guys let me. You kind of got some anger out of me tonight. Felt better afterwards. So next on the hitman list for Luke Daniels, you'll look in the background here and you'll see Luke. There he is, and this is the next guy, Daniel Hall, in the number 72. If Luke can get to him, that is him in the second position right now behind Coy, who's led all the laps as I mentioned. So the pit window is officially opened. If anybody wants to come to pit road at this point, they can do so and make it to the end on fuel. Tire-wise, I'm looking at lap times. I'm not seeing much fall off at all. There's Coy coming up the back straightaway. How patient you got to be down the carousel here, because that car will snap around on you. There's the old iRacing blimp up there hanging around. I think Benedetto's driving that thing tonight, because I don't see him here tonight. Benedetto, Hollywood as we call him, up in the blimp tonight, probably driving it. Oh, Stefan has bent it over in turn 1. That thing sounds rough. What happened to the boss man? I'm pretty sure he's going to be messaging me. Why are you showing my wreck on the replay? Well, that's one way to go about it. This boy comes up in the back of Jeff Carlson. Take you for a ride here for those who didn't get the running laps here at Watkins Glen. So basically about right here, you brake down to third, down to second. It's one of the only corners you really want to use second gear at. Roll back to the throttle on the gas, up to third. And what I was actually doing was right about here-ish, I was shifting to fourth. Boy's still in third though. There's the fourth gear up the straightaway here. Third gear over the bus stop. You want to use these rumble strips to help turn the car. You see how loose it can be getting back to the throttle. He was actually second gear through there, I noticed. That was third, there's fourth. That basically a lap right there. As you see Jeff Carlson going off in the kitty litter back there at turn 6. So the field getting spread out now. 14 laps complete in this race. As we had 2 races to go entering tonight. Watkins Glen. And here are the other schedules. North Wilkesboro next week, and then Darlington on the 17th will be the final race before they go to the All-Star race. That'll have some prizes and cash on the line on June the 24th. So a lot of great things coming up here as part of the Short Track Super League in the Throwback ARCA Series. On pit road, we have Stefan, as he unfortunately is getting that car fixed up, or either that or he's done for the night. One of the two is happening. Let's go back here to the battle for position here as Drift, I believe, went off track, had some issues there. Scalo was able to get by him for position, but now he's trying to hold off Mike Braun in that number 8 car. And that is now for the 6th position. That is part of the message where Drift said in chat that basically I passed him because he went off track type of thing. But a good battle here for the 7th and 8th position. 6th, 7th, and 8th as Fontaine is back in 8th right now, about 4 seconds back there. He is in turn 6. The Drift second gear into turn 1, as most people were doing. Now this track, of course, was built back in the 1950s. Originally, Watkins Glen. Oh, Drift into the wall. He caught that curve and it upset the car. And Drift puts it over in the Armco. As he continues on, here comes Fontaine, though. So I was starting to talk about, they actually started racing in the city as part of the race at Watkins Glen, and then the unfortunate deal happened where a race car crashed and took out a couple fans and unfortunately lost their lives because of it. One was a child, I believe I read. And ever since that deal, they actually banned street racing like that in all of the United States. And Watkins Glen built this track, which actually was not the layout you see today. The original layout, you can see it on the Wikipedia page. I don't have a picture of it, but basically the start-finish line was over in the S's area, somewhere over here, and I can show you the original flag stand is still there. If I get a good view of it, I'll show you where it's at. But it's a little off to screen right. Right up there. I don't know if you can see in the top corner. I'll actually rewind it and see if I can get you to look. Right. Of course, the camera changes. But there's a booth right behind this camera. And you'll see the towers. There it is. To the left. That's the original start-finish line at Watkins Glen. Then they put in turn 1, 2, and 3 and made the track the way it is today, which, of course, had the straightaway until 1992. And then they put the bus stop in. And, of course, the bus stop was named after the bus stop that was famously made in on Spa, which was the original invention of the term bus stop. There you go. You learned something from me today. So Haslow continues to lead 8.4 seconds now for Daniel Hall. Question going to be, when are these guys going to come to pit road? As Fontaine has gotten to the back bumper adrift. As Jake continues to drive on after that incident with the Armco barrier. Looks to the low side, not able to make a move yet. And to the inside, he outbrakes him, but Drift gets to run off the corner. Not supposed to go side by side through here. That's Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon back in '99. But Sam does finish it off and take the 7th position back. For those who don't remember the 1999 deal, start of the race, Gordon and Stewart went side by side in that corner, and both of them proceeded to knock the wall down. Not literally, but yeah. see who else. Let's look at Mike Braun here. Braun running up in the 6th position, started 11th, has just kept his car clean. Has kept it between the yellow lines, or the yellow and white line. And look at that car just running laps. Times at about the 18s, which yeah, is not the fastest lap, but sometimes on a road course, it's not the fastest. It's the one who keeps it clean the most. And Luke Daniels going to come to pit road in the 98 car. So right at the halfway point. Oh, in trouble. Skyler gets into Carlson. They wreck, and there's a lot of Sewer getting a piece. Braun's going to sneak through. There goes Fontaine. Drift going by also as Daniels comes to pit road. We'll see how that all winds up. And Carlson getting spun in the 19 car as Daniels leaves the pit road. Let's go back and see the replay of this. Carlson gets a turn there. And see the 15 and 23 get involved. And just to clear the air, I did talk to Jeff afterwards and make a comment that, you know, if that was me, then my fault, you know, obviously. You know, I was trying to be patient with him and maybe a little too impatient. I have no problem taking blame. But anyways, we continue on. So as I mentioned, Daniels coming off pit road now after a 15.0 second stop. He comes out in the 8th position. There's Kern Beckler back here just minding his own P's and Q's tonight, running in a 9th spot after starting 17th. Beckler actually now the last car in the lead lap after everything that's transpired as Daniel Hall comes to pit road here at lap 21. And one car heavily smoking. Who is that? I don't think that's still Stefan, is it? I thought he was already out. But 4 tires and fuel for that McDonald's Ford, and he's underway. And Drift comes to pit road. Drift's going to bring Kern Beckler with him. We check on Fontaine where he's running right now. Drift on pit road, as I mentioned. For some reason it's not showing his pit stop down there at the bottom as it is for Beckler, but Drift pulls away 14.4. And maybe that's why. As here comes the leader, not to pit road. For some reason it's saying he's on here. That was weird. Haslow now 35-second lead over Brandon Hughes, who's on pit road. The 111 car overshoots a stall just a little bit. Four tires and fuel, and he pulls away. Of course, with pit road being backwards here, they start on the right side and go to the left side. A lot of the actual NASCAR teams will flip the pit crews too. They'll actually put the front tire changers on the rear of the car and the rear on the front, because at that point it kind of matches up to their actual pit stop, like they were pitting the way they usually do. As Coy Haslow comes to pit road. Another thing I've seen people do on the road course is they'll actually do the right side tires first and then go to the outside tires. So then it really looks like a real pit stop to what it is normal on an oval. But Coy in so far dominating this race. The lefts are on, right side's going on. And a 15:09, so not a bad stop, but expected to be a little bit slower with the pit crews being a little backwards. And here comes Fontaine to pit road now. So most of the leaders all coming in right here around the halfway mark in this race. Haslow had such a big lead, he was able to keep it coming off pit road. Tires and fuel, and Fontaine pulls away. 14.6, good stop for him. So the only cars who have not pitted, Mike Braun in the 8, Scala the 15, and Jason Cohen the 54. The only 3 I see on telemetry that have not come to pit road yet in this race, but otherwise everybody going to cycle around. As you'll see, Haslow now leading this race with Daniel Hall up to second. Luke Daniels back up to third. With everything transpiring, he just went by the 8 of Braun for third. And Daniels wrecks it. Off of turn 6, goes around. Braun's going to get a piece of the barrel. Every time Luke was getting momentum, just goes around, and this time hits the Armco barrier and the wall, the tire barrier off turn 6. Let's see it again. And again, only local cautions tonight unless a major wreck happens. Let's see what happens to Luke. Goes in the corner, does pretty well there. Must have got back to the throttle too quick, so one thing I can think of. But Braun going to catch some damage there on the right side. Luke going to get her back going. Meanwhile, Fontaine also spinning over here in the carousel. So the 91 having issues at the same time. And Mike Braun coming to pit road. So a lot of things going on here. All of a sudden, with 17 laps to go, and you see Daniels coming back to pit road to get the damage fixed. So tough break for Luke there in that 98 car. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the broadcast and stuff. I know it's a little different being that we just ran this race, all of us together, and you know, hopefully you enjoy this. And what I'll do is I'll definitely ask after the race. I'll vote with the group, and if they prefer me to be live in the booth, I have no problem with doing that. I figured I'd try it for fun. It was an idea brought up by a driver, and you know, at first I wasn't going to do tonight because it's Watkins Glen, but you know, it's a road course. I figured I'd have a little fun. I like road course racing. If I could ever learn to be good at it. Well, Haslow going to put a lap on Burns in the old Krispy Kreme car. It's funny, we had and he gets in the back of him. Actually, it gets into him. Oh, no. Damage to the 87, but yikes. What happened here? Burns off the pace. At this point, he's only a lap down, and Coy just gets in the back of him, and he overcorrects it up into him. And Coy got very lucky that didn't take him out. A hell of a tail whip. So Coy continues on. Looking at his damage, I don't see too much. Actually, looks a lot better than I thought it would. laps. They gave the field a little bit of time to catch back up. Daniel Hall only 9 seconds back now. You got Scala third, 20 seconds back. And Scala's the only car yet to pit. Here's Drift right there behind Mike Braun as this is becoming a battle for position. So Braun continues on his turn. Beckler, we watch him now as he's putting pressure on Drift for the 7th position now. As I mentioned, lap times around here about a minute 15 to a minute 20-ish. Fast laps during qualifying were about the 13s and 14s. So obviously the pace around the short circuit, I call it the short circuit, the Cup circuit as we know it as, a pretty fast lap around here. Of course, there have been a lot of talks for over a decade now, I want to say, about bringing the boot into the NASCAR race. I'm for it. I think some of the racing we've seen here on road courses so far with the, I don't know how much we judge the rain race at COTA, because that was a whole nother monster there. But the Daytona road race I thought was very competitive and very fun. I think obviously this week in Sonoma's race, they're going to run the old carousel. I think that'll make it fun, even though some drivers think it takes away a passing spot. But I mean, these guys are becoming more road racers now. Why not put them on the full courses? I mean, I got no problem with it. As Mike Braun is spun over here in the carousel, the Watkins Glen carousel, that is. The Honor Pomps number 8 has gone around. Let's see what happens to Braun. Going through the bus stop. I made mention earlier about keeping it on the asphalt. Got off track there, got a little loose getting back on track. And it's just going to go for a little lazy spin. He does a good job getting it off the track and out of the lane because those guys would not have seen him come park there. So Fontaine up to the 5th position. About 51 seconds or so back right now. Battles on the track, and here's the one that I think has been most interesting to watch the last few laps as Curran Beckler just continues to stalk. The 14 gets loose right in front of him. They have to check up. Nice job by Curran to give some room to the 14. Just here how patient you got to be on the throttle. This setup, I mean, is very tricky, but you know it was raceable. And some reason it was just, I think it's because of the power of the car and the lack of grip in the track. I mean, that thing, you goosed it, it went around pretty easily. You know, another part of that, the lack of downforce on the rear bumper. As I mentioned, next week, North Wilkesboro for the series is about 2 races left. Tomorrow night we'll have the BPRL Truck Series from Eldora. They've been running practices the last couple of nights. That should be a pretty entertaining race tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern as Curran looks to the left here outside going into the bus stop. Drift's going to give it to him. Typical drift type move, classy, and just lets him go by. That'll be tomorrow night, that BPRL race, and in the VOR IndyCar Series. They will be at Pocono Raceway Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern Time, and then after that, USRC will be in Daytona for the first race of their final four. 4 different tracks, 4 different styles of tracks to settle a champion. So it should be a very interesting Saturday night. It should be around 10 o'clock or so. We'll get the green flag there. So Curran's got away from drift. We see Brandon Hughes starting to put some pressure on the 15. Escalo's yet to be on pit road here, lap 28, so 11 laps to go. See, 7 cars on the lead lap as of right now. And we have 14 cars still on track right now. Those behind the wall, Luke Daniels, David Burns, Stefan, Jazeboski, Telder, and Dalton all off the track and behind the wall. Going to let the 111 go by. This has been the Coy Haslow show. He has led every lap tonight, including during the pit stops. He was able to hold the lead off. And if he can win this race, be on his way to another victory in the series for the season. He tries to put a lap on Curran Beckler. Curran in the 6th position now. Braun coming up on the back of drift now after the incident, see if he can get this position back. What this race has been about, people making mistakes and then all of a sudden coming back and trying to get their spots handed back, not handed back to them, but taking it back from them. As Braun gets back past drift and now comes up on the back bumper of Mike Hasty in the 24. Mike up to the 7th position right now. So the battle down to 0.7 of a second now between 3rd and 4th. Scala Hughes. Scala's trying to save fuel, it looks like, to try to make it to the finish. That would tell me why he hasn't pitted yet. Oh, and around goes the 111. Spins it off of turn 1. Does a great job keeping it off everything and everyone. Just a simple mistake there by the 111. That just shows you how slick this track is. Watch this again. got back to the throttle maybe a little too quick, and also might have caught too much of the curve. So we could have brought that spin out. But again, no caution down here on the road course unless there's a serious accident. So we continue on. There's Coy leading this race. He's got 16 seconds now over Daniel Hall. There he is in the 72. Scala's still third now, and he's got some distance back on Brandon Hughes, about 10 seconds or so. There's Brandon in fourth now. And Fontaine would have come back up to the fifth position so far. With 32 of the 40 laps complete. Out there on the track and see if anybody else is still out there. Mark Herzog, let's give him a shout out, by the way. Mark didn't even get to start this race on time. He started on pit road, had some issues, and the two-time winner on the series this season in the 13th position. He's worked his way past all the cars that are off the track, and it just continues to just score points here in this In-N-Out Burger Chevrolet. Had an up and down season, but those two wins pretty crucial for him, and I'm sure a pretty good happy point for him. As the 41 Ercoloni goes off the track, I was actually about to watch a potential battle shaping up right there. But that was not to happen. So I mentioned the trick to get around this place is just keep it right between the lines. If you're able to do that, you're almost guaranteed a top 10 finish tonight. And when you look at the drivers, you know, Coy Haslow he had one issue with one car that he got in the barrier, but otherwise hasn't had any issues. He leads. Daniel Hall's been flawless. Scala had the issue off turn 7. Otherwise, he's been good. Hughes had one little spin so far. He's been okay. So everybody's made a mistake, it seems. But they've been able to regroup and keep themselves at the front. Laps to go. Haslow working his way up through the S's. And obviously that damage did not affect his car any, as he's been able to hold a pretty wheel in an 18-second lead. Oh, gets a little loose into the bus stop there. He's got to catch it. Maybe got in there a little too hot. Trying to hold on there. Take a look at the 9th position here after the contact earlier. How about Jeff Carlson? Doing a great job tonight. Started 20th, is, you know, for the most part had no issues on track. Not the fastest car, but you know what, he's keeping it between the lines and just doing a Sunday drive out here with 5 laps to go. And Jeff is currently 2 laps down in 9th right now. Some blinking issues in the 111, so we'll try to stay away from him. So 5 laps to go. And for the 15 here, Scala, he has not pitted one time. He hasn't pitted at all. So obviously he's trying to go to the finish, and you can listen to him he is not running full speed. He's definitely letting off the throttles, keeping it in certain gears, trying to save as much fuel as he can. Of course, going wide like that's not going to help things. And I will say, on the me side, the one thing that did not help me tonight is I actually went to do it in one of the laps and I realized I didn't have it, and thankfully I was able to switch my feet back. But normally I have a clutch pedal, but with me, what car was I running last? But anyways, I had an auto clutch setup instead of it being a button. So I tried to clutch it the first time and I'm like, wait, it didn't go to, I'm like, it didn't engage. So I realized, oh, I forgot to change it back. So I was like, so that probably didn't help me that I wasn't able to shut the engine off during this part of the race. So Coy coming through the bus stop here. He'll see 3 to go next time by. Fastest lap of the race run by so far Daniel Hall by 8/100ths over Luke Daniels. I think I've pretty much made mention of all the drivers in the field. Actually, let's get Joey in here. Joey Ladiseur, who came off a great run in the Dirt Series Monday night. Of course, the Short Track Super League hosts both a Dirt and an ARCA series. The Dirt runs Monday nights. They run the Pro Late models at 8 o'clock. And then, of course, the Big Block Modifieds at 9. Of course, the 9 o'clock broadcast you can watch here on Captain TV Live. With Joey, a actual real modified driver, or not modified, but a big block motor driver. Doing the best he can there in that 23 car tonight. Scala's let Hughes go by. Here comes Fontaine to the inside. We're going to keep an eye on this fuel mileage here, see if he can make it. Haslow well on his way to a victory again here at Watkins Glen on the road course. He's almost coasting right here. And I'm going to cut to another driver, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm going to spoil this one for you. What I'm trying to do at that point is actually get Coy ahead of me so that I can get the white flag and potentially finish this last lap, because I knew I wasn't going to make it to the actual finish. So anyways, we'll move on. Great run for all these guys, and haven't really mentioned Daniel Hall much, running into second position here, 23 seconds back, but look at the scratches on that car. Oh wait, I don't see one. Car looks perfectly clean. Daniel actually showing that he's a great road course driver as Coy Haslow is taking the white flag, final lap here. Coy running in 10th in points as he entered this race tonight. He had not started in 2 races. That's why he's so far back. He has 2 second place finishes so far on the season, so looking for his first win. And his last start was actually at the Milwaukee Mile a few weeks back, so making a return to the series tonight. has led every single lap in this race. As you see, the 15 back there is out of gas. As Coy Haslow comes off turn number 7, a track that was voted by the drivers to be on the schedule last week. Coy Haslow is going to dominate it. The road course at Watkins Glen, as Haslow is your winner and his first win of the season in the ARCA cars, as Daniel Hall's going to, well, Daniel's way back here in turn 6 right now. There you see the 15 limping back, so he's not going to make it on fuel without a pit stop. So Daniel Hall going to finish second. And here comes Brandon Hughes coming through the carousel. Great job finishing in the 3rd position tonight. Fontaine right there behind him. He was actually catching him. Had it down to 1.3 seconds. But the car's still out here running. You see Curran Beckler. He's the 5th place car right now. He and Braun battling it out. Everybody else has crossed the line. You see actually the winner back there, Coy, down the short chute here. A 1.3. That's not accurate, never mind. And maybe they had finished or something there, because Braun comes to pit road there all of a sudden. I'm not sure of that. Maybe they already crossed the line. I didn't see it, but anyhow. So Coy Haslow wins this thing. Let's let him celebrate here. And I was hoping the drivers might stick around here for some interviews afterwards, but I'm looking in chat right now, and well, I only see 4 drivers left, and that's pretty much the moneymaker guys all hanging out. Barney the flagman, Barney Fife Jr. Still waving pretty profusely there. As Coy burns him down, let's take a look at the final results from Watkins Glen, as Haslow wins this thing by 29 seconds over Daniel Hall. Brandon Hughes 3rd, Sam Fontaine 4th, and Curran Beckler, your top 5. Braun going to finish 6th, Drift 7th, Scala finishes 8th. Jazeboski said P9 was the random winner tonight. That goes to Jeff Carlson. Congratulations to him. And Joey Ladesseur finishes in the top 10 with Ercoloni, Hasty, Herzog, Daniels, Coe, Burns, Steffen, and Jazeboski going to finish in the 18th position. 19th goes to Telder. 20th, Jason Dalton. 21st, actually did not race, so 20 cars ended up, or trucks ended up winning, or cars, I got it right, end up running in tonight's race. Again, won by Coy Haslow. So congratulations to him on the win in the race. We get one more chance to see if they're in here at all. I don't think they are, so we're just going to shut it down for the night, it looks like. But appreciate everybody for watching tonight. And congratulations to the top 3. Again, Coy Haslow, Daniel Hall, and Brandon Hughes, the top 3 tonight from Watkins Glen International. We appreciate everybody's time tonight. iRacing for allowing us the platform to race. To the Short Track Super League for allowing to broadcast and stuff, and this different method to try tonight. And we'll see if everybody enjoyed it or not. Otherwise, we'll see what happens for next week at North Wilkesboro next Thursday night. And, of course, the Dirt League runs Monday night at Eldora in the Big Block Modified. You'll see here on Captain TV at 9 o'clock. So congratulations to all the drivers for a great road race. It turned out to be actually a pretty good one when it was all over with. So congratulations again to everybody. So signing out for the night, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of your evening. And remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!
And now the wait is over. The nerves have taken their toll. Ooh. Let go of
Be strong.